He's on a mic. All right, how about now? You should have sound. All right, how about now? All right, check, check, one, check, two, check, baby, 1, 2, 3, 4, check, baby, 1, 2, 3, check, baby, 1, 2. It's time for the rump shaker. All right. So apparently my mic got switched over to another setting because, I use that setting, right? Oh, I find that hilarious. All right, what's going on, guys? It is your host, the born natural, foreign national, Mr. Bad Werewolf. Where have you been? Well, I've been taking a little time to let the brain woosah. And yeah, some of you guys are old enough to know what I was quoting there. Rex and effects. Yeah, so I took a little vacation. I still didn't get a whole lot of R&R because, well, the emails kept running in, but I didn't do any consultations during that week other than personal friends and stuff like that here and there. So, but yeah, I missed you guys. Thank you for not forgetting about me. I know it's only been a week, but here we are. So, without further ado, blessings and light to each one of you guys out there. I have gotten some super inspirational emails, and look like you got a tan. Yeah, probably. You see, yeah, got a little one, got a little sun out there. It does seem like it was longer than a week. Yeah, I know. I feel like I've been gone for like 3 weeks or something like that. Sovereign Living. Yep. I've watched their stuff. They're good too. So let me throw some shout outs. So one, I want to send a shout out to Cucumber Dude. Another shout out to Eternal Zion on Instagram. She's been holding it down out there, throwing me out there. She's quite popular, very knowledgeable young lady. Knife Back. They've also been sponsoring me out there. So thank you guys. Jump Out Girls. I know you guys are in the house. I already seen you out there. Kelby, Lighthouse, The Fearless Floyd Show on YouTube, You Are Law, and anybody else out there. So for those people who don't know, I also now have a Instagram. Okay. It can be found in the lower description. If not, it can be found on my main at Blackside32. But it's the Badwolf, but there's a underscore or the underline in between each letter. So T_H_E_B_A_A_D, and then same way all the way out to Wolf. Nothing on the end past the F, no underscore, just L_F. That's it on Instagram. That is me. So you guys can see what I do when I'm not doing this kind of stuff. Also on Telegram in the group Badwolf Unincorporated. Same type of name on Instagram or is on Telegram. In the group, it's B_A_D_W_O_L_F. Exactly. Nothing more, nothing less. So if you see that name, that is me. I rarely answer because I'm usually busy, but do not be taken by hackers and scammers. They've used the same name, but then put like an I or a symbol or something weird on the end. That is not me. And on Twitter, it's just James C. Lovett 414. And let's see. Oh, I'm also on Rumble, and I'm on Odyssey. Odyssey right now has a full copy of all my videos on Odyssey. I didn't even know about Odyssey until recently, but I got a full copy of backup of YouTube on that channel. So much. I'm going to get through some of my personal stuff first, and then I will jump on the comments and the shout outs and all that stuff. So things have been a little normal for life. Little baby mama drama. So dealing with that. health-wise, my blood pressure was up due to some of that stuff, family stuff. And then been, I'm back to being single. So to answer some of the ladies' emails out there and guys, yeah, I'm back to single, and I had, well, in that course of that time, last couple months, two very special ladies. I can't necessarily say I blame all of them, can't necessarily say I blame me. The problems with relationship these days are that for one of them, it was, well, both of them really got out of very long and uh, um, complicated relations. And then we got together, and it might have been too soon, especially for them. I've got some stuff I'm set in my ways. They've got stuff that they were used to dealing with and going through with the previous guys. And I'm not going to let you put that on me. And I can honestly say that I could have eased up a little bit, because I do have a naturally high drive for perfection and success. And so that can be very difficult on people, just to keep it honest. But I like to elevate people. I like to see where people are at. It's not a mean thing or a disrespect thing. It's not to say that what your life was crap or anything like that. By no means. It's just, I've always wanted a relationship where you elevate me, I elevate you. And if you want to elevate me to your world and level, cool, but you have to be receptible or susceptible to allowing me to do the same for you. You can't judge me and my imperfect life perfectly being lived to say I'm wrong at these things, and yet you're perfect, and then egos start getting involved. Okay. So I try to always remove ego from this work, my personal life, and whatever else, because ego is the number one killer and destroyer. And it is literally negative energy, darkness that is within all of us. And if we don't control it or minimize it as much as possible, but at the same time, understand it and wield it in the proper ways, it will always make you be single and feel alone and depressed. And you will always have that aggravation and negativity. So I digress. So to anybody out there I've ever offended, or you didn't catch the best side of me, I apologize for being imperfect, because that is just who I am. And anybody is welcome to be a part of this experience, this journey with me, if you can remove your ego out of it and walk in light. Doesn't mean be perfect, but it does mean leave all the baggage at the door. So I also want to throw some care and love out there. I've been getting emails by people who have been like, one guy told me he was going to commit suicide, and he did not do that because of some of my inspirations in my videos. Another person out there told me how they were being bothered and harassed by certain agencies, and that has gone away. A lady told me how her kids were returned, her kid and her grandkids were returned to her because of me and my information and help. Another person informed me that they were basically homeless when they started watching my videos, and due to inspiration and telling people, keep the light, and here's how you do jobs, pick yourself up, here's how to move forward. And that person now has a house, a family, and a nice job, and they're doing very well. So to everybody else out there who are watching these videos, this is like our family sit down, like in the old days for dinner, where we would all get together and talk and be in peace and break bread. And we don't always have to agree. We don't always have to see things perfectly eye to eye, but let's agree to disagree and move forward for the greater good. Put your egos aside. So with that being said, if you're out there and you're watching this and you are in a bad position or not doing the best you can, keep in mind that you are God's. We have God energy within us. Start believing in the change and start making the change bit by bit, and don't give up, because that's what the darkness wants. The darkness doesn't want you to be happy. There are factions of entities out there that feed off your negative energy and your depression and your anguish, and don't do it. Recognize it, respect it for what it is, but ignore it. And if you've got that little voice, oh, you're not going to be able to do it, you can't do this, you can't do that, tell them, watch me. Tell them to watch your footwork. Watch my footwork. All right. So get the step in, get out there. And when you start slowing down, take a breather, find your center, find your focus, and just imagine white light of protection, love, and energy and success around you. And then move forward. All right. So once again, it is your man, the Bad Wolf. All right. I was told by one of my viewers I should stop saying it's your boy. Okay. So you're not a boy. Don't use that. So it's your man, the Bad Wolf, the man in black. All right. So I'm going to jump back to the beginning here. I'm going to get some comments and I don't really have anything major planned, but I've got lots of stuff we can review. I'm going to answer some questions and we're going to make it do what it do, baby. All right. So DJ Freeze, what's going on? L Peak. DJ Freeze says, do you know why Freemason lodges have different leadership roles for lodge Masons? Yeah, because there's different levels of knowledge in everything. So in the Masonic Lodge, along with all the other lodges, depending on how much knowledge you know about the craft, there are positions that you can fill that will suit and meet your level of knowledge. They can't have you run a lodge as a master, a worshipful master is what it's called, if you've got enter apprentice skills and level. You know, it's no different than playing like I used to play Destiny on Xbox, and we couldn't go on what was known as a raid unless you had like level 100 light boots. Anything less than that, you couldn't go on the raid because you get whomped up. So it's the same thing with everything else. It's what, like, even becoming a police officer, you know, you don't become a detective right away. You got to work the beat. You know, you got to be boots on the ground. Once you get used to that, and usually they have the rookies work the night shift. That's why so many people out there have problems with these cops, is because the rookies work at night. The ones during the day are the ones who've elevated and gotten to that position where they now know what's going on. So there's levels to it. Thomas Gardner says, what do you mean by corrected on the SS5? Well, there's a video called the SS5 process by James C. Lovett where we create an affidavit telling them that we're nationals and that we want to change it from being checked off as a U.S. citizen. So watch that particular video. What's going on, Caesar? Can't be copied. What's going on? Appreciate you as well. We got the jump out girls in the house. Yep, sorry for the no sound earlier. Somehow my sound got transferred from this mic to a mic that doesn't work. You guys know how that works. L Peak, what's going on? John? Yep, the government playing with us all the time. Well, we won't legally, we won't say they're playing with us. Legally, we'll say that we joined a ongoing game of commerce that they've never given us a book to learn how to do it properly. What up, Gold? What's going on, Rios? Rotten Apple. Corrupted's in the house. Den T Jen, what's going on? Tricks. Faithful Harvest. The Awakened Warrior. Dr. Base Q, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while, brother. Christine, Nicholas, Kent, Lindy, Donnell, with the rump shaker. Yes, yes. The Wolf Pack is in the house. What's going on, Jeff? Authentically Avia or Avia. Yep, the 508C1A. Yep, DJ Freeze with the $5. I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it. All right, L Peak with the $10, a 10 spot. Appreciate you. I'm going to put you up as well. Thank you for the channel. I tell everyone I see, look him up, Bad Wolf. L Peak, thank you, thank you. Let's get DJ Freeze up there too. All right, Rotten Apple, Supreme Court ruling on social media cannot censor content creators. Yes. Yeah, because they didn't want people like me doing what we're doing. That's why. You can't, a U.S. citizen, they can censor. They can't sit a national. So unless we agree to be censored, they can't censor it. But they can tweak what things that they can consider to be hate speech or whatever else for those reasons. Blissful Small says, are you on Facebook? Yes, I have like probably 5 different Facebook accounts. Most of them are going to be private. I do have one under just James C. Lovett, and in the background there's a yellow picture with the word Badwolf on there on Facebook. Now, it is being run by one of my good friends who is helping me with other people to expand this. So the person you're talking to is probably not going to be me. If it's anything major, it'll be relayed to me. Otherwise, everything usually just goes through my Instagram or whatever else. So, but if you're ever not sure if it's me on any of these platforms or whatever else, always run everything, especially financial or direct, through blacksite32.com. Do not send anybody money. I will never ask you ever for any money other than you purchasing a file or a donation, which I will say now there's actually a donation page on blacksite32. You can go there once a week, once a month, one time, every day, whatever you want to do, any amount that PayPal will allow. I don't know if there's upper limits. I don't know how that works. But you can go there and you can donate. You can even set it up now instead of going through YouTube, through my site, which goes through PayPal, and have a reoccurring $1, $4, $5 support for the month. The only difference is if you do it through YouTube, it gives you access to the private video section. On blacksite32, it's just a general donation. So whatever you guys want to do is cool with me. I appreciate it. Donnell says, Fam Guardian. Yes, they are good too. Lots of information, but a lot of their codes are outdated. Okay, so just like reading some of these older books, make sure that when you use anybody's information, you vet it first and you double check the codes. Okay, and I highly suggest you go to Cornell Law EDU and make sure that the codes and things are up to par. Yes, I do have a, it's going to sound weird. I'm not, well, I was going to say I'm not into freaky stuff ish, but I've got a strap that I actually have through the vent down into the basement to the cold water pipes, which is grounds. So I usually do sleep with a grounding strap on. But the last couple of weeks, just to all the stress and, having my heart, one time, I guess it was more so on me, the breakup, but she was over her ex, but there were still a lot of bad traits that needed to be worked out. And those usually can only be worked out when you spend time by yourself and you get to find out who you are again. So I kind of broke that one off. The second one was mutual. But just with all that heartbreak and going back and forth, because I really actually do love both of them. They're great people. It sucks we're not as close as we were before as friends, because if that was the case, then I never really wanted to date. But we're not enemies, and maybe we'll be friends again. Otherwise, yep, for now, I'm single. Not exactly looking right now. Just, I'm trying to do me, but, I got my eyes open. I ain't gonna lie. And Chris says it's always complicated, brother. It always is. It always is. How do you feel after eating gold? Well, the monatomic gold definitely focused my thoughts a lot more. It was easier to focus. People have said I actually look younger, which is one of the side effects of monoatomic gold, which is also known as muff gut in the Bible, or manna in the Bible. So I would say that I will say I've had some very enlightening spiritual moments. So if you're not ready to get woke on a whole nother level, I would suggest taking it moderately. I was taking probably a higher level. And so, spiritual things will happening. You'll be questioning reality, not in a bad way, not like a bad acid trip or something like that, but you're just you start going, I think I can sense things and feel, I don't know, maybe it was just me. I have had other people tell me they've had similar results, so it's not just me. Jury nullification, yes, they do not like you to know what jury nullification is. Look that one up. Yep. Woe onto the ego, son. Yes, Den. Yep, you got it, definitely. Sin, deadly sin, pride. Yep. It's very hard to forego the ego and pride and all of that. Donnell, you the best. Yes, thank you. And takes one to know one. Never forget that. So game can only recognize game. Nobody can appreciate you or me if somebody's rocking level 50 boots and we got level 100. You can't be appreciated. People can't appreciate you for what you're doing. Most people didn't appreciate this work until they started leveling up. And I'm not trying to brag, but I've had many ex-girlfriends and good friends not be able to appreciate me or this knowledge or what I'm saying, because not that I don't want to say they're below my level, but they're on a level where they can't appreciate what I'm saying. But typically what they've gone through, I've been through, so I get it. And that's why I'm very accommodating to that. And I try to, like, I've never put my hands on a woman. I try to never call somebody out their name, but I'm not going to let nobody disrespect me. And I'm not saying that was a situation with them, but I'm just saying in general, like, no. We can agree to disagree. We can be cool, but yeah, we're too grown for that. And yes, energy vampires are, yeah, that's a real thing. Chris Holm versus Georgia. That is a very good case to look up. They've been testing the CBDC for a long time now. So it's not a matter of if, it's when they're going to do it. It doesn't have to be adopted everywhere they want it to be, but much like everything else that our GOV and certain other states do, they're going to implement it in baby steps. Let's see who will take the first piece of cheese, which will be like California and New York. I guarantee you they'll be the first ones to adopt that stuff across the board. And then every other state will be like, well, I mean, if New York is the capital of the world and California is like the heart of the United States, well, we should do it too. What do you states think? The rest of states are like, I don't know. I ain't really feeling that, player. Well, I don't know. Then like Chicago and wherever else, they'll be like Florida. They'll be like, well, I don't know. We're on board too. We're progressive, and then they'll jump on, and then blue. So one of the things I've come to learn is it's not so much the government, the federal government, that is our, how should we say, a potential adversary. It's more so the states. The states are the ones that are doing most of the shady stuff, and especially the lower courts. They're the ones that are implementing things through the corporate structure. And then, of course, we all know up the ladder who owns all of that through Washington, D.C., and then over across the big pond in the various locations. All right. Better come out here. Now it takes a month easy. Moth or month? Our Truth L says, hit the like button. All right, let's go. Let's get those likes up, everybody. I see we got 80 people. I'm not expecting a big turnout tonight because I only posted this like 30 minutes before coming on. So not expecting a whole lot of people, but they can rewatch it later on. Are judge elected officials required to have bonds? Yes. State of Kentucky told me judges do not have to have bonds. Yeah, they do. They lied to you. Yeah. Or you know what? If they don't, report them to the Department of Justice, the Department of State, and the FBI. And put the Attorney General for your state on there and the Attorney General for the United States. Because they better have them. Because when and if they do damage or they can't cover their costs, they can get fined and locked up, just like any one of us can. So yeah, they have to have insurance. That's what that is. If they're telling all the 14th Amendment U.S. citizens we have to have insurance, they have to have it too. So somebody probably lied to you about that. They have to have that. Because if they do damage, then that means you can. Matter of fact, I hope they don't have bonds, because then when I file a lawsuit in federal court, I get to take their house and all the rest of their stuff right out of the gate. You can file a UCC1 against them for damages that you can prove that they did, and clean up all the rest of that. And never forget, you can sue these people in their private and public capacities. All right. Depending on what has transpired. So don't let them fool you on that. Julianne, what's going on? I won't talk too much, but I love for you to tell me, twin sis, that I am not the crazy one. We're all a little crazy. You have to be crazy to understand this stuff, because they're crazy. Everything that they do is backwards. And so to unravel it, you have to be able to speak backwards, I guess. So don't forget to get your hydrolyzers, put your purified water in the hydrolyzer, hit the little button. It releases oxygen and hydrogen in the water. Then you drink, it helps your body. And especially get you some kind of copper cup, copper vessel, copper pitcher, whatever else. Store your water in there and drink out of it. It's good for your health. That's actually where the tale of throwing a penny into a well comes from. It's because in the old days, when they were made out of real copper, the copper would sit at the bottom of the well and purify it and get rid of the contagions and whatever else that were in there, making it safer to drink. So that's actually where it comes. And then you were giving a blessing to the universe and whatever else. So W8BN article and paragraph to reference. Just go to the IRS's website and download their instruction manual. King has got the guns up. Yes, yes. Last says, what's that? What up? If my fiance is a U.S. national and I'm a foreigner, when we get married, would that also make me a U.S. national as well? Yes. Yeah. A U.S. national and a state citizen. You also become that by having lived in any one state in the Republic for more than 5 years. Okay. LP says, I got locked up on right to travel, 22 hours. Yeah, I've had that happen with me before. Not quite as long. They are supposed to bring you first in front of a magistrate, and if not, then you ask for a commanding officer. Now, the big thing is that you want to make sure that you have your vehicle in a trust, okay, and you have other things canceled with all their cancellation forms. All right, but yes, if you have all that done and they still did that to you, hit them with a lawsuit, federal court all day. I'm telling you, the days of us letting it slide are over. Spend your $200, $300, $400, file a claim either against their insurance or their bonds, or go after them in federal court. We've been nice, and now it's time to teach. Okay. Remember, most of them do not know constitutional law. So we're going to have to force their hand in a commercial positive way where, okay, you guys are going to have to start teaching this stuff. Because when I talked to the commanding officer last time I got pulled over and bothered, she knew exactly what I was talking about. She goes, oh, your vehicle's in a trust? And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, when did you do that? I was like, oh, about 3 days ago. I've got the proof right here. She goes, did you show the officers? I was like, they wouldn't even look at it. She goes, oh, okay. I'll take a look at their badge or their body cams. So they know what it is, but we have to move right. Okay. So make sure your vehicles are in a trust. Matter of fact, everything you have, bank account, house, car, assets. If you're talking to me right now and they're not in the trust, you need to watch my video on how to create a free trust, or I'm going to start doing seminars and I'm going to go kind of talk about all this stuff in depth, 1 hour each thing. And whoever joins. I don't have them set up yet, but periodically go to blacksite32.com and you will see there's a seminar page and you can sign up. It'll probably be like $100 and some bucks, for the seminar for probably like 2, 3, 4 hours. I might have CP people who do just trusts or just YouTube stuff and then whatever else. Okay. So that is coming to a Zoom or StreamYard or whatever to you soon. Okay. Oh, hold on. I didn't read that one. Claim the birth certificate as a DBA, claim the esse as a benefactor. Yeah. Yeah. You can't make a claim on things with the same name. The debtor cannot be the creditor, cannot be the same. You have to use your given name for your stuff. I still haven't spoken to my son once. Nobody in my family has Wolf. And because of paperwork, I don't know what's going to happen. The clerk wouldn't help with the appeal and sit down. And then today, anyway. Okay. Seems like there's a lot going on there. Yeah, we'd have to talk about that probably more so in the private so I can get all the details. So I had a FOIA request and an act of expatriation for Social Security, but they kept trying to state me as a U.S. Please help. Well, because when you came into it, you or your parents told them that you are a U.S. citizen, and so use your given name and tell them that you are in control of the estate. Okay. And the FOIA request, well, you want to do that with the Department of Immigration because they're going to come back and most likely tell you that they have no information on you being a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen. So if you're talking about the Social Security, you do the SS5 process with the affidavit signed and notarized by a notary. But if they don't want to do it, then go to another location. If they don't want to do it there, send it into the headquarters. And if they deny you, tell them to put it in writing for legal purposes why they refuse to let your update go through. Tell them to point out a law. Okay. And if not, then you politely tell them, well, you're denying me of my rights and I will file a lawsuit. Sorana, what's going on? What's going on? Okay. Okay. Oh, by the way, don't forget to shout out which republic you guys are from. If you guys want to communicate and ask if anybody else is in the area that you are. Now, I don't take any because I can't vouch for everybody who you might meet. So I highly suggest if you're meeting in a public area or on the same chat groups, like we've got Badwolf unincorporated on Telegram. I've got my Instagram now. So I'm gonna try to set up some more things. Create a Facebook group if you want. I'm working on that through my Facebook page for you guys to be able to chit chat and kind of communicate. But yeah, send a shout out where you're from, and if you guys want to hook up, in whatever kind of ways or meet or talk, that's on you guys. But always be safe, just in general. I don't care if it's a police officer. I just read some stuff today where a police officer assaulted one of his a citizen that was handcuffed. You know what I mean? So you don't trust anybody. Nobody. People are people. Some are good. Most are good. Some are bad. Yes, Julia, you can tell when somebody really loves you. I definitely think that there was love there on the table with both of them. But egos and heartbreak and lack of deep, heartfelt communication can play factors. One piece of advice I would give people out there is whatever your relationship was with your past person, don't bring that up in your new ones. If there was hurt, just say there was hurt. If there was this, if you do something better or worse or indifferent, don't hold that to the next person. Oh, well, he used to give me $1,000. You should give me $1,000 or more. Or he used to do this, or she used to give me a better back massage. Don't throw that into people. Just tell your person, I would like a back massage. And if they don't do a good job, be honest. Say, well, I like it a little deeper, and then they know. You can't hold people to things that they don't know. And don't put people to other standards from other people. That's not fair. It's not good. Don't compare anything. Don't compare body, performance. This person really cared for me more than you. What does that even mean? So don't compare. Just be honest in communication and build. So now Shaw says 72 hours automatic release. So one of the things is they are not supposed to arrest you. Well, first of all, go look at the book for free on the treaties on arrest. Okay, I made a video on it. I'm going to do a follow-up video to go into it. There are lots of things they are not supposed to do and things that they are supposed to do, and most of them are not doing them right. They are not supposed to take you or your vehicle without a warrant. And if they do, you can sue them because they have no judicial warrant, not even a legal warrant from the judge on the Article 1 legislative levels, but the true law, Article 3 courts, the judicial level, which is binding and standing. If they don't have a warrant from there, anything else is a bench warrant. It's not real. It's real if you consider yourself a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen, and they will try to enforce it because your name is in the system. So the only time they can really do an arrest is if they can find your name in the system, which means you probably didn't put your vehicle into a trust under a different name, and you might still have a ID with that name, or you might have, oh, let me bring this up too. Or you might have done like me, had everything right, but then your passport, they decided to circumvent, ignore it, take your name and run it in other databases, which is fraud, because that means they cannot prove that it's you and you do not have a license. And then they pulled it, which is all fraud, and they can be sued for that. It's a violation. It's a federal offense. They're depriving you of your rights. But if they can find any name and use that you haven't removed from the system as far as your personal ID or especially your vehicle, they will use it. So you have to create your private side. LP, what type of affidavit? How do I get the gold? You're going to want to go on to Amazon and then look up monoatomic gold and look up Ormus, ORMUS. Okay. All right. I'm trying to speed through and get to the beginning. What's going on, Jen? Just stopping to say hello. 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 Yeah, sometimes people aren't on the same frequency. You can be both energy beings, but you're not vibrating at the same frequency at that time. And that's okay. That's okay. The biggest thing for me is just that I would like to see people stay friends and close, even if it hurts, until you get things right. But it doesn't exactly work that way sometimes. The CBDC. Yeah, exactly, corrupted. They're going to find a way to be like, well, we're going to pay you in CBDC for welfare and for WIC and whatever else. They'll find a way. Mark my words. I guarantee you they will. Everything I'm telling you, the welfare, Social Security, WIC, anything free that they offer will be converted into CBDC. California, Florida, yep, Blissful Smalls. You must be petite. Yes, they will do that. Dr. Talia, love that name. Super sticker with the $5 support. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. They will give it to people dependent on the state first. Yep, just we're saying that. Relationship residual. Yes. And the problem is that we don't realize that, and it might sound weird, but you guys should know me by now. I'm kind of a weird wolf. Is that we think our thoughts are our own thoughts. What does that mean, Wolf? Well, like you just said, Empress, relationship residual. Like the one girl, she was very honest. She goes, you know what? I can say I should have treated you better, at this point. And she can say that, yes, she was haunted by her ex because he programmed her. All that abuse, if you were having relations with a man or a woman who has negative energy in you, that negative energy, that darkness, not only verbally, physically, but gets inside of you, and it's an exchange of energy. They're feeding off of your positive energy and light, and you're absorbing their negative energy. So you're going to have negative thoughts. You're going to handle things negative, even if this person is a good person. you're going to go into defensive mode. You're going to go into, with this new person because you're something seems similar. Like I like to go out and have an alcoholic beverage. The one girl's like, oh, well, you're an alcoholic like my ex-boyfriend and la la la. I'm like, no, I'm a social drinker. I don't hide liquor in the toilet at home. I don't have the shakes when I don't have a drink. I don't even think about drinking when I'm at home. I go out and then I go, I want to have a drink, or I'm going to go out to have a drink. I didn't go to counseling or therapy for that. So you can't put things that seem similar. Be aware of it by all means. You know what I mean? Be aware of all these things. But that's why people should be friends. And me and both of them were friends for numerous years before we tried to date a little bit beforehand. So if I wasn't an alcoholic then, why suddenly am I with you and I'm an alcoholic or like your ex? GTFO. So yeah. It's freeing being single. Yes. I wasn't looking to date. I just met friends who I thought had everything together and no ghosts of ex-boyfriends, ready to go. And one of them, at least the ex-husband, moved out of state, but she was still like relaying information that he would say to her about me. I don't want to hear that. That's useless. And the other one was still seeing her ex-boyfriend every week or every other week because of, the kids that weren't his, but he helped raise. So I can get that to a degree. But for me, that means we never had time to just be with each other and to woosah and breathe. There's still other players on the table. So for me, we never really dated because we never had time for just being us. L Peak says, been told I'm crazy. Thank you. Yes, we're all a little bit crazy. You have to be. If you don't have a crazy side to you, then I'm going to have to ask you to leave the chat and my page because you have to be able to. Crazy only means that you are willing to not take BS. It means that you are willing to challenge anybody. If you think that you're not being led right, you're willing to challenge that, which is good. And it means you have a mind of your own that you can say, yeah, I think I'm going to go a different way. Because when you watch all the sheep and all the lemmings walk in the same direction, marching to the tune of the state, and then you're like, yeah, I don't like this. I think I'm going to go the other way. Those people are the ones that are crazy. And here's why. The definition of crazy or insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That's the definition of insane. We're not insane. We're willing to do something different. We're willing to look into new things. Yep. Affidavit of truth is the same thing as the affidavit of nationality. Same thing as live life claim, ecclesiastical claim. You're putting out your information. They're all the same. These gurus, they just call it something different to suit whatever they want. After I file a complaint on the judge, thank you so much. Yes. Yeah. You can check and see if that judge is even licensed. You can file a complaint. You can go after their bond. You can go, if they hide it, if they say they don't have a bond, then it might mean that they have what's known as risk management. They've got insurance. They've got an insurance blanket that they are all under. So contact the courthouse and ask them nicely, well, what is your risk management department? I want to speak to them, find out their information, and file a claim. Living people file claims. Okay. So file a claim. But remember, for the love of God, do not file any claims or anything else if you haven't been damaged. If you put a fake thing on there, they will whomp you. Okay. So don't do it. Is the world's financial control in the city of London and religious control? Yeah. Yep. And then in Washington, D.C., United States is the physical might of the three things that control the world: financial, religious, and brute force, or might makes right. You can be as right as you want to, but if someone's stronger than you, well, you're right, but you're in your cage or whatever. So Tupac can't see me. You remind me of that. Yeah, Tupac is controversial. If you start really learning about Tupac, I love Tupac for all of it, but there's some controversial stuff with Mr. What is his real name? I can't think of his real name right now. But yeah, Tupac actually has a real name. That's not his real name, but he's got some things in his closet. But you know what? So say we all. So say we all. What's up, Wolf? How do you find their bonds in the city of New York? Contact the courthouse, ask them directly about their bonds, or the risk management department and ask them there. Power inherent in the people is in this thing. What's going on? All right, I'm going to apologize. I'm trying to get caught up, but yes. Is there a way to be under? Yeah. Common law marriage. You create your own affidavit of marriage or declaration of marriage. You guys both put your thumbprints on there. It would be good to go and get it stamped by a notary. So sign at the same time. Use red ink or purple. Yep. Please, I'm a little confused about the trust. There is a lot to that, but the very short version of it is, and we can always do a consultation if you want. If you want any information on a trust, go get Concise and Weiss Trustee Handbook.pdf. It's for free. Go on Google and make it happen. In a trust, there's 3 positions. There's a grantor, or sometimes referred to as a settler, okay? And then there's a trustee, and then there's a beneficiary. You cannot be all 3, okay? You can be the settler and the trustee, or you can be the beneficiary, or you can be just the trustee, or just the settler. Cannot be all 3. And you cannot be the beneficiary and the trustee, okay? So usually you can be these 2, and then you have to sign it over that on your passing. It'll go to the beneficiary, this one person. That's a trust. And when you use a name other than your legal name, your government name, it turns private. You do not have to register it if you do not want to, okay? You can. I'd recommend not, but you can if you want to. The 2 general types are revocable, which means changeable, which is taxable, and irrevocable, which means non-changeable, but it's tax exempt. Okay, so that's the boot camp version. The hydrogen hydrolyzer turns blue when you hit the little button right here, so you're going to start to see it fizz in a moment. There it is. Amazon. That's why usually at the end of the videos or whatever else, I'll have Amazon links. It goes right to my shop, but you don't need to do that. You can just go there. But yeah, just type in hydrolyzer or hydrogen water, and it'll pull up on there. Don't get the expensive ones. I think that was like 25 or 30 bucks. Yeah, Yusufel. I've heard he likes me, heard he doesn't like me, whatever. I don't really know. But yeah, he does do that. I have heard that his class is expensive. So I try to teach people either for free or for very cheap. The information I heard is good, but I also seen him and one of his students going back and forth on Facebook, and one of his students got mad at him for the cost and whatever, and started putting out all of his files for free. I mean, I know some people have given my files away for free too. It's whatever. But you have to have your own experience. I don't have any personal things against him. I've heard him say 1 or 2 slight things. Was it about me? I don't really know for sure, but whatever. You will never find that I'm going to talk bad about somebody or entertain anything negative that they said about me, because that's what the system wants. The states, the people against us, these agents, they want us to fight amongst ourselves and sit back. It's called The Art of War. Sun Tzu's book, The Art of War. Look it up. I'm not taking part. Bruce Lee said the art of fighting without fighting. So I'm not going to fight. There you go. Have fun. So the term sovereign means that you are your own king or queen and you make up your own, you conduct your own rules in life. National means you are loyal to the land. Indigenous means that you and your people were the first ones to put foot onto that land and to occupy it. So, so the sovereign national mean indigenous. Those are slightly different terms, but they are used often in the same sentence or to mean the same things. And yes, only God can judge me, Tupac. Yep. Your messages are being blocked. Not by me. So unless one of my moderators thought you posted something off brand, you should be good. But yeah, I can see this one. You have to understand, I can't get to every single one. So if it doesn't look like something I'm already on, then I might skip over it. I'll try to get back. Yes, a jury trial. Yes, always push for a jury trial if it has to come to that, because they don't like that, because it takes the power out of their hands. Okay, James Burgess, where are you at? There's always going to be nationals and state citizens there. Everybody there technically is, but if they're woke or in the knowledge, in the know of what they are, is a whole different thing. But everybody around you, unless you just came from another country, as a state citizen or a national, you had to be those things before becoming a 14th Amendment citizen, unless you were born in Washington, D.C. Then you're born a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen, and then you were converted by law, by statute, into being a national or state citizen. They still is you need to set your mind up for a jury trial always. Yes, try to always go to jury trial. Push it there. They will try to pressure you. They'll say, well, we'll do this for you, and if you want to take the better deal, take the deal, but tell them, nope, I want a jury trial, because that costs them more time and money, and they want it over quick and sweet, and then they have the control. So push for a jury trial. And if they give you a great deal, take it. And if they threaten you, well, if you do this, you might get this, you might get the full, you know what, fine. I'll leave my hands and other fellow citizens, because you know what? You running a light, you having a speeding ticket, you having whatever, the people are going to be more so on your side than the prosecutor and the judge. And isn't it a conflict of interest that they're both bar members? All right, moving right along. Empress, Wisconsin. That is Wisconsin Republic or Wisconsin State. Yes. Sashi, you are a great man. You are a man of great morals. Huzzah! Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Takes a good person of morals to know one of morals. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't have strong morals. Now, I'm not saying you got to be perfect all the time, but don't start none, won't be nothing. You know what I mean? Roanoke, James. Okay, so if anybody's in Roanoke, Virginia, where I almost moved, because this is a great place, great cost of living down there, good income, reach out to him and let him know where you're at or what group you're in, and so you guys can talk or chat in the same groups and meld minds and work together. One of the biggest things you guys are going to find is that you need to create a private side. Start adding yourself to your own debit card as an authorized user with your private name. Add yourself to your credit cards with your private name. All right. I've got James Charles of the House of Lovett on mine. All right. Oh, what I wanted to get to earlier. So with the passport, so you guys see me changing, speaking of changing your name and getting your private side. So when you do the DS-60 with your passport to change your legal name, okay, or your assumed legal name to your private name, it says on there to use 2 DS-60s, 2 witnesses in front of a notary to swear and sign that you've been using this name for 5 years before this point in time. What they really mean in their writing is they need 2 witnesses per 1 public document. And so they require 3 public documents. So if you have a old passport with your private name, a birth certificate, light bill, things of that nature, which most people don't have, okay, or you sent off your passport and you on page 1, the mailing address, you used your private name like I've been doing for 3 or 4 years now, those count as one document apiece. But if you don't have 3 public documents, then they want 6. They want 6 people, family, friends, whatever combination, to all sign that you've used your name for at least 5 years. You send all those in with your passport, okay? And then they will change your name on that passport book or a card or both to your new private name to further create your private side. All right. Why do I know that? Shebang. Because they hit me with that. So now I have to have 4 more people fill out 4 more DS60s. Okay. So I tell you guys, before I do these things and make the videos, I bring them up in the video. Well, I do them first, and then I bring them up in the video so you guys know how to move. So if you've already done the process and you send in only 2 things, 2 DS60s, go get 4 more right now, because they're going to be requiring a total of 6, unless you have, like, say, 2 DS60s. Okay, so that equals 1 public document, and then 2 other actual public documents. You just have to have a combination of that. All right. LP, Badwolf, I'll be hitting you up on your site for the explanatory statement of the passport set up in person in 10 days. All right. Yeah. So watch the 4-hour live video on the passport and make sure you use that with the code. It's definitely good to use. Big facts. Thank you, Melanated. Does all that government help come from our Sesticate trust? I know someone working on it. I haven't cracked that code, but yes, the Sesticate trust, it is real, but it's not one person. You don't have a special account for you. It's all of ours that are shared, but they are not going to tell us how to do it. If somebody does crack the code and put it on YouTube or anywhere else, I guarantee you it'll be taken down, because they do not, because that is their livelihood. They do not want us to know that. And if you do crack the code, and they're going to come to you and they're going to make you sign a non-disclosure agreement, and then you won't be telling people. And if you tell people, you'll be losing out on that access and probably get some jail time or worse. So that's why a lot of people are like, Wolf, are you going to talk about that? You know, if you ever find out, I can't. I know at least 5 people right now that can't tell me anything about them cracking that. So is it a real thing? Yes. And let me get my disclaimers out there. Everything you see and hear here, including all my files and my websites, all are education and entertainment purposes only. From your favorite non-belligerent, non-combatant treaty with the United States, citizen of Ladonia, citizen of Lovitica, private sector national, and the Badwolf, he himself, and ruler of Lovitica. All right. That being said, let us move on, shall we? Anyone in Louisiana making moves? If you're in Louisiana, reach out. You guys can also meet up, like I said, on the Telegram group. If you're in there, download the Telegram app, the one with the little paper airplane, blue and white. Badwolf Unincorporated. And then my guy should be almost done with the Facebook page, okay, where everybody can meet up. So, matter of fact, I'll text him right now and see where he's at with that. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Have you made the Facebook page? Okay. Setting that off, and see if not, get on it. I ain't single. I'm celibate. Shuts the psychos down. Yeah, that's where I was until I met some offers that I couldn't refuse. But in general, yeah, I'm more mental, and I'm just tired of the games and tired of all that stuff. So, yeah. You got detained. Yeah. Show, if you didn't have the passport done, show them the passport. If you did have the passport, tell them that you operate under the Constitution. Ask them for their oath of office. Did you not take an oath to protect the citizens of the United States of America? And didn't you take a constitutional oath? All right. Well, then why are you impeding my right to travel, my right to move freely? And you're not going to show me paperwork? That's a federal offense. Anytime you're harassed or stopped, get their name, their badge number, the commanding officer. Make them feel uncomfortable. They're making you feel uncomfortable. File a complaint or file a claim. Go after their bonds. Go after their insurance. Take them to federal court. They hate going to federal court. And if they don't go or show up, you got a default judgment against them, and now you can put a lien against their stuff. They will not like it. But do not do it unless you have a legitimate claim. Yeah, show them the passport. Oh, yeah, no, don't hesitate to not show them the passport. Show it to them. Loud and proud. Don't give these people a hard time by not showing them stuff. You have the right for that. But they're just going to say, well, we think we're going to assume that you're in our jurisdiction, that you are one of our people. Nope. Whip that passport out. Swoop. Strawman says, I've been told I don't have a brain. Okay, well, if you don't have a brain, then maybe you must have a heart to care. So use that. Everybody's got a brain. I have not heard anything more with the Freeland passport. As a matter of fact, they tried to hit me with copyright infringement because I was talking about their stuff. I was promoting their stuff, and then they wanted to hit me with copyright infringement. So I pulled the video and I said, okay, whatever. So I haven't even bothered with them at this point in time. Yeah, well, put that in the report. Put that in the claim. When you got naturalized, Cap, you took an oath to protect the United States of America, which is the ground. At that point in time, you became a state citizen and a national. So yeah, you already have that. When you go to do your passport, you don't even need an explanatory statement or anything like that. You just put down your truth and use your certificate of naturalization. And yes, I've seen the redemption manual. Yeah. Are you saying he's gay? Who? I didn't say anybody was gay. I don't know anybody well enough to say that they are, unless it's one of my friends who says they're gay, in which case I don't really care. It doesn't bother me whether he is or isn't. Minnesota Rule 220, is it necessary? We can't say it's necessary because we've never gotten any feedback where they said, well done, you got us. They're just going to go quiet or acquiescence. But if you think about it, if we got into this whole scenario because of the birth certificate, wouldn't then the way out be the birth certificate and sending them an updated one that's been authenticated? And then on the back of it, it says, I declare that I am of the age of the majority and that I can control all of my affairs and I'm a grown person or grown private person and under the Constitution of the United States of America, and let the record for all of immemorial show this. So is it necessary? No. But if you ever go to court, wouldn't it be good that that's filed with the state that's trying to go against you? Thank you so much for all my knowledge. I'm 54 with kids, and I'm all like, wow, I'm so proud of you. I've returned my driver's license plates and I have a binder and a new truck and send everyone to you. Thank you, Shelly. Make sure that your vehicle is in a trust, a private trust, and the trust is not your name, Shelly Freeman. Yeah. And then obviously just obey the speed limits and normal rules of the road. Your plate should have the name of your trust over the top of the plate. I highly suggest people to go to their state's legislative website, look up the law on foreign registered or foreign registration and non-residents. Read that little code and make sure you can check off all those things and keep a copy of that in your travel binder. And now if you're bothered and they go, well, you can't do that. You go, well, excuse me, my binder, have your binder ready right on your lap when you get pulled over. So you ain't got to reach nowhere. Keep it on the dash. Well, here, If you're familiar with state law, I mean, you do work for the state, right? Okay, great. On the first page, you're going to see that I'm actually in compliance with the law, and I've updated the DMV with the fact that I sold this vehicle to this foreign and private trust. And do you have jurisdiction over a foreign private person or trust, or only U.S. citizens, or maybe sometimes over a private person if they're doing damage or something criminal? But this isn't criminal. This would be civil or traffic related. So we're good. Okay. And if they want to ignore your rights while you're on the phone, while you're sitting there, get on the phone, call their dispatch, and contact their commanding officer. Boom, shakalaka. Thank you for the $5 for Shelly. Woo! Appreciate you. London equals Rome. Yes, yes. Corrupted. Oh, yeah. I guess I do have the Wise and Concise trust on the free docs on there. I forgot I did make a video on that. I've been maxing and relaxing, trying to just let my brain unfurl for a while. Yeah, there was thousands of people. There was almost 300,000 people doing this right to travel before I started. Okay. Now we're up to almost 3 million people that at least know about this information, because the Department of State, hi Department of State, love you guys. They have issued a notice that they are so swamped with people becoming state citizens, or excuse me, let me say this correctly, with people getting their passports done in a particular way. That's why everything is slowed up right now. It's because they've never had this amount of people. They are 3 to 4 months behind in certain districts. There's like 4 districts around the United States. So depending on where you are, that's why it's taking forever. Can you use the name as the beneficiary for you to straw man utility paperwork, like private one, for example? Yeah, you can. But if you use a straw man name, understand that once you then own it as a straw man, you want to transfer it into your private trust, because otherwise, if you pass or whatever else, it's in the name of the straw man, and the straw man is under the state. So, yeah. Yeah, you can do that by creating your affidavits or getting one. I sell my version on Black Site 32, but you can make your own. Put your declaration for that. See, in the GPO government printing office manual, it says that the nationals or the indigenous people to the state are known by their state name. So if you're in Florida, you're a Floridian. That is your nationality. So you want to claim that in your affidavit. Jump out, girls, divide and conquer. Yes, that is what they do. They want us to fight each other. Poetic Lounge, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. What's up, brother Badwolf in the building? Yes. Okay, James Burgess is asking if anybody's in Virginia at all. Dave's in the Republic of Michigan. Julianne, I have my son's birth announcement. Okay, good. And it has a son's name like this, and the day and who delivered him. Take it to the registrar. I would never give the registrar my original master copy. I would make copies, or I'd ask the state what they have, or even the county, or if this is your document, you can make a copy of it, and I would give them the copy. I would never give them my true original. They can have an original copy. And yeah, I've read through it. Not every single thing, not all of the manuals that are out there. Okay, so James, the Jump Out girls are in Virginia as well. So there you go. You guys can meet up either here and exchange like Instagram, anything you want to share for the public, because this is public. Or you can meet up in my Telegram group, or you can find me on Facebook in the comment on James C. Lovett and talk about it there. Whatever you guys want to do, if you guys want to, because I know the girls, they have a group, so they get down, they get busy. These girls are on it. Great seeing you, KJ. Thank you as well. James says, thank you. You're welcome, brother. Louisiana. Anybody in Louisiana? I think I seen somebody in Louisiana. I got people down, yo. Me and my people from Arkansas. You can always create your own birth record. Okay. You can put their little feet print on there, put your name on there, have a witness or two, go get it notarized, and then you can submit that to Vital Records. They'll take it, and then they'll issue you a birth certificate from there. And on your own, put your name in all capitalized letters, the same as theirs. I just did mine with only 2 DS laughing out loud, so I guess they'll be contacting me. Yep, corrupted. Go get it done. I got the letter right here. Right here. They're talking jazzy. They're like, you need to have 3 public records, and 2 DL60s only account for 1 public record. So there you have it. You need 4 more. Okay, and then they can't say nothing. Do I have to cancel my driver's license because that's been corrected? No. You can keep your driver's license. You just have to understand that when you're in your vehicle with your driver's license, with your vehicle registered to them, at that point in time, you are operating as a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've got lots of people who do Uber and whatever else, and you have that. CDL drivers were the first ones to contact me. But if you had a different vehicle or you bought like a beater, you can use that one privately. Okay. But yeah, they're going to, when it's like saying, do you have to get rid of that because you belong, like say you belong to, I don't know, Microsoft or something like that. Because I work for Microsoft, does that mean I can't work for the post office? No, those are 2 separate things. But when you're at Microsoft, you're Microsoft's property. Okay, that's just how it works. When you're on company time, you belong to the company. I've done my passport application for my passport card. I endorsed the application properly, but haven't seen a change in the application status. It's been 3 weeks. Yeah, they're behind. They are so far behind that you're gonna be waiting. I just got mine. Mine's been gone for 3 months. And it's going to be another month after I can get 4 more people to fill out the DS60 for me and get that back. So you're looking at 3 or 4 months, unless you got the expedited service. What's going on, Duke? Duke of Earl, Duke. Joseph Brown says, Christopher Hauser. Once again, somebody who I've heard throw me a shout out. I heard he's in a little bit of a scenario right now. I don't know what all exactly for, but as I always tell people, not to throw him out there underneath the bus, but double check my information and my codes, double check other people's, because at the end of the day, you have to be able to stand on it. None of us will be on the side of the road or in the court or whatever else. You will. You have to know your truth. You have to be able to stand on it. You have to account for why you use certain forms, possibly in an incorrect way. I tell people, if you want to know how a form is to be used, contact the agency that's issuing it. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So, Capricorn says that they are in Louisiana, so you guys can touch base, share whatever you guys want to share, whatever groups, or doesn't even have to be my Telegram group or my Facebook group or whatever. If you're in one, mention it. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. I've yet to understand, but I have a court date. How do I identify myself? Yeah, that's a longer one, more so for the private. We can do a consultation if you like. It'll take too long to go through all that. You can send in a writ to let them know who and what you are before you go. That's where I would start. Yes, and for your children, for the love of sweet baby Jesus, go get their birth certificates authenticated. Yeah, we're getting into more complicated stuff. It would take up a lot of time. I'm just trying to hit on quick things right now. Yes. Well, becoming a state citizen, no, because take like Florida. Florida state is different than state of Florida. When you mail out a letter, you don't put Tallahassee, state of Florida, and then a zip code. You put Florida, or you put Tallahassee, comma Florida, and then a zip. Florida state, just like Texas state or the Republic of Texas, is different than the state of Texas. Those are two different jurisdictions, two different things. You were born to the Republic. The Republic means the free, private side of that state. The people make it up, and we own the land. They're doing business on our land. Okay, so those are two things. So you're claiming allegiance to other people who operate in your state. So Texas would be Texan, Wisconsin would be Wisconsinite, Indiana would be Hoosiers, California would be Californians. And then all together, those republics make up the nationals of the United States. Yes, 241, 242, deprivation of rights under color of law and color of law. And what's the other one? Color of law and something else. But yeah, you want to use those. If my wife becomes a U.S. national when we get married, because I'm a U.S. national, because she applied for a passport. Yeah, she's going to have to claim these things properly. There's a little bit more to it. But she can claim that. That is the old school way of doing it. As far as I know, they have not removed that from the books. But we probably have to do a consultation to get your wording and stuff right. It may or may not still yet go through because they can decide what they want at the end of the day. But once you get married, she has access to your status as well. So either way, yeah, you just need to word everything right, but it should be good. I got authenticated, but didn't send an affidavit for what? The SS5, or excuse me, would you authenticate the birth certificate? You don't need an affidavit for the birth certificate. At least I think that's what you're talking about. BR, thank you. Yeah, we are almost at 50,000. We are at 49,000 as of today. We are 1,000 people from hitting my goal. Hallelujah. So thank you guys far and wide for helping me to get there. After that, like I said, I could really care less. I just want to see it say 50. And then from there, if we get 60, of course, 75, 100, that's fire. I mean, it would be great to get to 100, but if not, well, whatever. But like I said, 50. I'm easy to please. All right. So, James, what's your take on the Scotland thing? It's a good thing to do. You can buy 1 square foot of Scotland and have a title. You can also go to Ladonia. I think it's ladonia.org, and you can get your title there without having to buy land. You can get it free. And long live the Queen of Ladonia. I believe her name is Catherine. I think she's on Twitter, and she apparently knows me. So I don't know if she watches my channel, but if you are out there, hello, Queen. So yeah, you guys can go over there. You can put in the comments who sent you, or put in the Badwolf or James C. Lovett. They know me there. She's supposed to be making me one of her ambassadors here, because I've sent so many people over there already. Ooh, and if everything goes right, your man, Badwolf, should be signing in to becoming a judge, a real actual judge in California. Okay. So we're going to see. I'll bring you guys more information on that when we get a little bit closer. But yes, a recognized county out there has approached me and wants me to take up a very high position as a judge. So we will see what that leads to. Awesome. Solid brother, you were talking about Tupac having some hidden stuff about him. Thought you implied he was getting by question. Well, real quickly, yeah, they dug up some stuff that alludes to Pac being bi, which I don't care if he is or not. And one of the things they were alluding to is some of his questionable Hollywood wardrobe and some of the letters that he had when he was younger. I don't really care either way. I like information. I just like to know. I mean, I study and research everything. God rest her soul, John Benet Ramsey, JFK's assassination, all that stuff. I study it all. I just like to see what people have to say about it, and I make my own determinations. Yes, looking up person in Black Law's dictionary. Yes, the older versions, the better. Like the second or third one, they'll have person in there, or human being is listed as being a monster. Yeah, it's crazy how they were looking at us. They've since cleaned up a lot of the words, but yeah. What's going on, Lance? Sash, $5 super sticker. Appreciate you. Thank you, guys. Is there such thing as a truck driver being a national? Well, you already, or anybody who's a truck driver already is a national. You had to be a national before you could be a truck driver, and then declare to them that you are a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen operating under the states and other states' jurisdiction in the public sector. But while you're driving, you are in the occupation or the employment capacity of a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen. So could you be a private one? Well, I'm glad you asked, because apparently the Department of Transportation, who issues those things, says that you can be a private driver and getting a DOT number. But can you be a truly private one, like outside of all their jurisdictions, doing it for yourself privately? We have thought about that. The only problem is that the law of the land states that if you use public roads for profit, it is then commercial, all things. So if you're using the roads to make money, it would seem that you are not supposed to be a truly private traveler for profit. But then the argument could be that we own the roads, we make the rules and laws, we own the system that controls the 14th Amendment U.S. citizen. So why can't I get my investment back by using them for profit? So there's probably a way, but I haven't heard of it directly, mentioned as of yet. But where there's a will, there's a way. So I'm pretty sure there's a way. I just don't know it right now, to be honest. I keep my paperwork in my car too. It's dealing on driver's lesson, working on private trust. Okay. So yeah, you guys are getting it. Okay. No, I've never used a 1099-A to buy a car or a house or to do anything. I'm still researching those things. I've talked with the IRS. According to them, that is not how you are supposed to use those particular forms. Now, the questions are, we should be asking the IRS, are there specific forms, or the state or whoever, that we can use to buy a house or a car and have it credited properly? That's what we should be asking. We're listening to too many gurus saying use this to do this, and then they mysteriously disappear or have no further information. We need to be asking the right questions. We're not asking the right questions. That's all I'm going to say. No, Mavericks Garage. Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet. I'm going to make a video on some of that information. I haven't gotten there yet. I got about 72 tabs open right across the top of my browser right here and now, and I have not gotten there yet. So Kinky Curly says, jump out girls, hit me up. I'm in Newport News, Virginia. There you guys go. All right. Anybody in Seattle, Washington? All right, I'm almost close to getting caught up. Yep, the GPO. Look up the GPO. Jetpack. Look up, GPO style manual. Any year. Now, one of the things I found interesting, and I made it in a video, is that in the GPO, it clearly states the use of the all capitalized name refers to a deity or non-living entity or Satan. It says it right in the GPO styles manual. Everybody should be going and getting that and perusing through there. Open it up, and there's a section in there where you can search with the magnifying glass. Type in either just type in like Texan, Texan. It'll show you right there all the labels of all the states and what you should be called as a private sector national. Okay. Then you can type in SATAN in there, and it'll bring you right up to the line where it says all capitalized, and you'll find that there's only like one or two more sections where they say all capitalized. Okay, so there and in Black Law's dictionary, you can find this information together. If I make my foreign EIN an authorized user of my credit card, does that bring it into the public? You are exposing it to the public, but that does not put you underneath their jurisdiction with that. It's only with the birth certificate and said thing. So yes, you are exposing it to the public, but that doesn't make it a public thing. Okay, that's why illegal people who come here, they do all these things already. But when these illegals go to the state or the city and they want IDs and whatever, they go, no. Just because you're physically here in our area doesn't make you a U.S. citizen, player. So that's how they look at it. Just get a notary on the wife's private ID and have that authenticated. Okay. So for those people who don't know, my cousin, her name is Latia, Latia, and she is a mobile notary. So if you're not able to leave the house or you just want to use her services or whatever else, I made a video on it, and you guys can email her and she will work with you guys on your notaries for all of your documents. And she's on our side, so she gets it. She gets it. So if you want to do a marriage document, if you want to do your affidavit or whatever else, you can go through her. And here, hold on. Let me see once. I think I've got her. All right, let me get to her. I'm not going to play the whole video or anything right now, but her website is nolimitnotary.com. Nolimitnotary.com, all together, one word. And you guys can use her services. So she is on our side. She gets it. Obviously, she's not going to do anything illegal. But if anything you guys need, you guys can hit her up if you want to either just use her services, or if you've got a document. Let's say you had a trouble with something with your local notary or whatever else, hit her up, email her, go to her website. She does a slew of other different documents and things. And so this is my cousin, and she would appreciate it. Any service that you, or any customer interaction that you guys can provide her way. So be sweet, be patient, be respectful, and she will take care of you guys. So Latia, if you're watching, appreciate you. And some people are coming your way. You guys look like conspiracy kooks in the comments, and the guy running the live looks like your cult leader. Ha! Says the person who is operating capital management and all capitalized and doesn't understand any of this information. But it's cute. It's cute that you don't understand what's going on. So you're a troll. That's all it is. But that's okay. Your troll love is appreciated too, because either you run your little thing, your capital group here. So you went to them and opened up a company, and now you've got people working for you. So you're in fact the kook who's paying taxes because you don't know how to not pay taxes. And you got people following what you say, but you pay taxes because you don't know what's going on. And you're here taking time out to try to belittle us when there's 122 people here and there's you, the only one troll. Just saying. So moving on from Trollville, there's always going to be some troll or some loser out there who doesn't want to do the research to study it. We just told you, go buy a Black Law's dictionary and look up and read the word driver, or capitis dimitio maxima. Okay, that's Latin. Okay, for your small brain, it's Latin. Okay, so go look it up, and then you tell me what the definitions of those things are, and then we can talk. Because see, I can't deal with somebody who feels some type of way because we read here. Apparently you don't. Probably had somebody set up your company too. Oh man, people are funny. So, all right, what do we got here? Yep, definitely a troll. Yeah, you're gonna have that. You can't expect everybody to actually read and take the time to sit down and to learn things. So probably an agent or whatever else. That happens. Thank you so much for the consultation. Is on the way. You're literally the first person to answer my question. I don't know why it's hard for everybody else to respond. I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people, a lot of these so-called gurus, they don't live this life. They get on here on YouTube. They want the clicks. They got clickbait. They got half information. They can't answer questions they don't know. Now, I'll be honest and I'll tell you, I can't answer all the questions. I can only answer what I've been through. Okay. And it's a lot. Been through a lot of crap. Okay. But it was very learning, very educational. So I've been dealing with people and trolls, family members, people, police, good and bad on both sides my entire life. So it's nothing new. Just like, you know, the monkey faced troll who just got bounced out of here. You can't let them get underneath your skin and stop you from doing what you're doing or learning. This information is for everybody, but not everybody should use it because not everybody can exist outside of the box because everything they're doing is in a box. They are limited because the private side created the public side. Everybody was private before there was a public. Okay. And there is a difference between your private side and your public side. Okay. You can look up right now, private sector. There's private sector companies. Did you know McDonald's is a private sector company? I'd have been like, oh, no, they're public. They're everywhere. No. I researched them. You can type in, is McDonald's a private corporation? Yes, they are. So there is a private sector and there is a public sector. That's why all the people who work for the government or the state are called public officers. There are public trustees. Well, if there's a public, what's the opposite of me showing my butt in the public would be the private. So there you have it. But about that. So we just move forward in life. And that's why you can look up what is a private trust? What is a public trust? These are things that people like that troll don't learn and read. They just feel some type of way, or he's paid from one of the state agencies or one of the boards or one of the government agents or whatever else. Probably it could be a disgruntled police officer or whatever else, or a lawyer or a judge who works for the bar. And the bar stands for the British Accreditation Registry. And that is foreign. Though it's called the American bar. So it's the American version. It's like there's an American McDonald's over in England and over in Europe and whatever else, but it's still American. But they might call it a European McDonald's because they have different food. It's the same companies. Everything is companies and jurisdictions. So John says, what happened with your ticket? So they found that, well, okay, so here's the thing I learned too about this. This is interesting. I will be honest, as always. I did not send my affidavit to all the places I normally do when I get bothered like this. I only sent it to the judge. And two things happened, which is good. So I'm glad that the universe showed me this. So two things. One, it wasn't the same judge I normally deal with who marks it as no contest and discharges all the things. This one was like, we're just going to mark it down as guilty and you still have a fine. So I now sent it to the chief judge in our area who is over that judge because that judge knows what's going on. And then I found out that head judge has retired and there's a new one. So now I sent it to that head judge to make sure that the new head judge not only knows who I am, but knows this information and can research it. And I then CC the Department of Justice against that judge, the bad one. and the FBI and the Attorney General. And I CC'd all those departments on that, and I sent it in. So yeah, I keep it real. I'm not like some of these other people out here who lie or jump over the question or no, everything is fine. Nothing to see here. Nothing. No. Nope. I keep it real. There ain't no reason to lie. The only people who lie or who are liars or trolls are people who are small-minded with small and fear somebody or they fear something. I'm not saying that, I can take on the world. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying in a situation like this where I know I'm right and I've got the Constitution, which governs them, okay, on my side. Yeah, I got a parchment copy. Okay, right from Amazon. All right. So I sent a copy of this with my affidavit on that whole scenario, and we'll see what happens from there. Otherwise, worst case, it's a fine, and they'll do what they normally do. Issue a bench warrant, and I'll deal with that. Take it up the ladder from there. Otherwise, they'll discharge it the proper way because everything I have is legit. So, let's see what we got here. Okay, Cap Dallas sent $5 in, so thank you, I appreciate that. All right, I'm going to let's see here. So as always, any of my moderators, if you guys see anybody who's a troll in there, you guys can feel free to bounce them because we don't tolerate that here. It's not what we're going to do. So I'm going to check and see here. Hold on, go to my own live. All right. So we've got 102 thumbs up. So let's get those thumbs up because we got, let's see, 125. So 25 of y'all are slacking. All right. We need 25 more thumbs up because we got people like the troll out there who want to put one thumbs down. And then that throws off the algorithm. So the more of you guys that can put a thumbs up definitely helps because it's like, I don't even know. It's like 200 good thumbs up, and then one person puts a thumb down, and yeah, it's like it throws it off. Not by a whole lot, but enough. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not here for all that. That's just nice, but I don't want to see people like that getting away with stuff because really, that person being a troll, they're actually the traitors to the United States of America and the Constitution. I'm sitting here trying to help that person and other people like him and everybody else to become free to know what's going on. And this person wants to be against me and you guys and this information. So they're traitors. They are traitors to the United States of America. All right. So, but moving right along, I digress. Let's see what we have. First last says any Oregonians, right? Oregonian. And well, if not, we've got Seattle. Well, wait, we got Seattle. Poetic Lounge says color of law and color of court. There you go. Hold on, kind of jumping around here. Once again, I apologize if I don't get your question. I can't get them all, but I will do my best. Hopefully a judge in Southern Cali. If I get the position as judge, okay. One, it is in Southern Cali, and two, because all the states have to respect the judgment of another state, my stuff should cross borders no problem, especially because I will be an equity judge, which overstands the debt judges. That's why there's only 3 equity courts in the United States right now, because they wanted to push everything from equity into debt, which is corporations, debt entities. So we need more equity stuff. We've got a lot of stuff coming. I don't want to drop the bomb on all of it right now, but we got a lot of fire stuff coming you guys' way. Any word on the W-4 sandwich from the IRS? No, it takes a while to dissect that, and I just haven't had time to call the IRS and sit on the phone for 2 hours and go over every single thing. But I highly suggest you guys do that. If you guys have the time, do it. I can't get to everything. That's why I dub thee, all of the wolves in the wolf pack, in the wolf den. Go out there and don't be afraid to call these agencies. Use that 800 number. That's why it's there, for them to answer our questions. They really want us to know how to use, how to do commerce, because then it makes them more money if we know how to do it the proper way. So James says, I went to your cousin Notary's website, no fee schedule. Her fees should be on there. If not, email her. She just got started doing the mobile stuff, so bear with her for a moment, but just email her. Email should be on the site. So just email her, and I mean, I'm in-house, so she takes care of my stuff. But yes, there is a fee for the stuff like that, but you just have to arrange it, and then it depends on what you're getting notarized and how many pages and all that good stuff, and this is a rush, et cetera, et cetera. So the troll wants to say some more stuff, but he's blocked. Oh well. Should have been nice. We could have talked things out, but you want to be a dick. So that's what it is. Not everybody can self-govern, so this ain't for everybody. Right. Everybody has the right to have the information, but not everybody can self-govern. So that's where the problems come in at. You've got God who created man. Man created laws for bad men and trolls. And so now everybody's being governed by those rules because some people can't self-govern. Oh, and for the other trolls out there who want to get the crazy idea to try to email me or whatever else, I don't get those emails. I have people who cover most of those emails. And so if they don't get it before I do, I never see it because I'll go, oh, talking trash, and I delete it. So I don't see them. So go bother somebody else. Go spend some time with your family under the bridge with the rest of your people who wear no shoes and smell like urine and yak feces. And, go have fun doing that kind of thing or whatever you guys do, chasing kids and whatever else. McDonald's flies their own flag under the U.S. flag. Yeah, well, anything you create here that's a corporation issued by them with the EIN is going to still be under the U.S., but they are actually a private corporation. They are not considered public. Yes, yep, I agree. Yeah, you can't let people mess up your feng shui. That's what they want. Like, bro, do you know how many people over the years I've dealt with? Like, come on, man. You're cute. Mwah. Yeah, don't let anybody shake you out your stuff. A private trust is one you create yourself. A public one is created by a government agency. Correct. However, you can create a public one by then exposing it to the public or by informing them in the trust that this is a U.S. trust. Where you designate that trust to be located will designate the jurisdiction of that trust as well. So keep that in mind when creating a trust. I find Chris Hauser's court advice dangerous. Too much arguing, in my opinion. If you are asked to plea, you screwed up. If it has worked for him, which I don't know, I've seen a couple things where, arguing perfects the scenario, because if you're arguing, you are telling them that I'm arguing not the jurisdiction, but points of matter within the event. If you're not in their jurisdiction even to begin with, you need to be informing them of your jurisdiction, because then you don't even have to worry about the details of what's in there. So arguing only perfects that this is true, because that's why you get mad. It's one of the reasons why I was blocked on Facebook, is because when you start saying things that hits close to home, it tends to make the person disgruntled, and you're perfecting the scenario. Okay. So the problem is that if you're not in my jurisdiction, I'm in the jurisdiction. But if you're arguing, then what you're doing, you're saying, I should be here, and the thing did occur, and I am in your jurisdiction, but I don't like this particular part of it. Well, then we're not arguing about jurisdiction. Okay. So when you hit too close to home, it hurts. Okay. So you have to know how to go in there the correct way. And before you even go, you should be sending a writ to let them know who and what you are. Are you going to do more videos on what to do when a public servant violates your rights? I've done a couple of them. I could do some more. Yeah, we could do some more. I mean, obviously not right now, but yeah, I can put that on the docket for things. Not a problem. Thanks for everything, Jason. Appreciate you for your time and energy. Because you spent that on me in these moments, and that's something we can't get back. So I stand in appreciation. And for people who think like I'm running like this, I'm not running this. I don't govern or command you guys. Like the troll was saying, oh, you look like a cult leader. I'm not running a cult. I'm just a guy down the block sharing my experience. And he wanted his 2 seconds of fame. So I already gave him more fame than he deserves, or whatever it was. You guys are your own people. All I want you guys to do is to do the research and to see if there's any merit to this stuff that I provide and present to you guys, and have a alternate viewpoint of things, and understand that there are jurisdictions going on. There's private and there's public, and there's layers to either side. But you can't be both at the same time. You have to be one or the other. While still yet you can have both. You just can't operate in the exact same moment. You can have a private side, your house and stuff is in the private, and then you go to work and you're a police officer. I've got police officer friends and sheriffs who contacted me, some I didn't know, to help them change their status or to learn more about this kind of stuff. It is what it is. So if you're not a taxpayer, why are you using tax forms for remedy? I guess this is in general, because my stuff is different from this part. But so the problem most people will have, Jetpack, is that you're going to find a lot of things that people are doing are in fact in the public. If you're a private person, but you're doing business in the public and you're announcing that you're open to the public instead of to the private, then what you're doing is you're generating income, which is taxable. Us and our private standings are not taxable, but we can do taxable events. So if you want the government to respect and not come in later on, because let's say you're generating money tax exempt right now, where are you going to put it? In your house? Under your mattress? Probably going to put it in the bank, right? The bank wants you to have a social security number or an EIN. They start seeing a lot of money coming in there and you have nothing to put down for employment, they're going to come and jack your bank account. They're going to freeze everything. Whereas if you do like me and you create a tax exempt entity and you run everything through it, now they can say, well, we don't need to bother Mr. Lovett because we can clearly see what he's doing and it's legit. It's good. But can you do private business between you and me, or on the street, or have a building and put all that into a private trust or FBO or an unincorporated association or a foreign trust, operate that, generate compensation and not income, and then have on the front door, this is for private, nationals, and state citizens only? Yes, you can do that. You've probably passed by a private golf course that said what? Private members only. Everything is a PMA. It's a private membership association. When we first got started, all of us, everybody watching, what did they ask us? They said, you have to prove residency to get that driver's license. You have to prove residency to get that bank account. You have to prove residency. Well, what did that mean? That means they wanted you to agree that you were a taxpayer because of that all capitalized name, which is a trust that was created by the state. And you've been using that. So until you get away from all things with that, they're going to consider you a taxpayer. That's why Sherry Peel Jackson got into trouble is because she had the right understanding that we shouldn't have to pay for pay taxes, but everything she was using was still through her social, which was linked to her as a taxpayer. That's where the problem came in at. But yes, you're right. I get what you're saying. Correct. Yep. You need to do a trust for my vehicle. Well, I made a video on how to do a trust, but yes, we're going to have some seminars. We're going to have some more stuff on doing that. Even though I've made the video, some people like to still be run through it. But yes, that's exactly the position. I'm going to be having the second highest position in the state when we're all said and done, as long as everything gets approved by the person in charge. And so should be good. We'll see. What you say? He's an agent, a chat bot. Yeah, it could be. He's probably an AI. That's awesome. All right, what else we got here? We're almost caught up, guys. James, where did you get the black potting soil? Wow, you got a good memory. That potting soil, I could have gone out to my local, Home Depot or whatever else. But I decided, I went on Amazon and I typed in black potting soil. And then it came up with like a company that like a farm that does this. They offer that on there. So it came in a couple of days. It wasn't slow at all. It was good quality. My plants seemed to love it. So I like to support anything where it's local or mom and pop instead of big box stores. All right. And yes, Tammy, you are correct. We're moving on. I rarely entertain them, so the few times that it does come through, I like to poke back a little bit. They get to suffer for all the rest of them that try to bother me. But I will be honest, very few bother me these days because, like I said, I don't see it. My emails are usually filtered. And I've got people who check my emails for me. Most of my things are automated, but I'm still plugged in. So don't think that like I'm not the one who still who approves things or does the consultations or whatever else. I just took off some of the light work. I've got obviously an in-house two notaries right now, one a good friend, one my cousin. So I'm trying to make things easier so that I have more time to do this kind of stuff. Thank you for your response. I need to learn more about doing an affidavit. I have to apologize. I sometimes forget that some of the stuff that I know, like, oh yeah, just go make an affidavit. People are like, and you know what? I haven't made a video strictly on making an affidavit, so I'll put that in here and what it means and all that good jazz. So I'll do it. I just take it for granted that I know it, but don't let this stop you. Literally go on Google and type in, how do I create an affidavit? But I'll make a video as well. But yeah, just go and get it for yourselves. DB Bay says, greetings, Wolf and family. Yes. So right now, everybody, just a quick prayer, quick thought. Everybody, just a general prayer for everybody in our community, our family, our groups, the United States of America, each other right here and right now. And for those people who are suffering, those people who need a little bit of extra energy and positiveness. So just in whatever faith and God you believe in or the lack thereof, just send out positive energy, whatever it is, just for all of us. Okay. Because that's one of the things that is missing on, TV and in movies is, just sending positive energy for people struggling, or even if they're already doing good, here's more positive energy. Let's fix each other's crowns instead of going, oh, look, the bad wolf's crown is tilted and there's a little bit of dirt on there. No. Nope. I was on Facebook the other day and my guy who owns this bar, he's like, hey, he's like, James, he's like, fix your crown, bro. You got this. Dust off, take a breather, and keep going, man. Because he knows all the things I'm going through. So he's like, man, you got this, bro. I'm with you. And that just made me feel really good, man. So I'm going to tell all of you guys, fix your crowns, dust off, take a breather. You got this. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. Let them call you crazy. Let them do whatever. Every major achievement in this entire world has come from somebody who was persecuted or was put down or was told you're crazy. Whether it was about the world being flat around or science or God, whatever it was, someone's like, you're crazy for believing in a supreme being. You're crazy for believing the world is whatever. You're crazy for thinking a man will ever be on the moon. So guess what? That means all the rest of the people who weren't called crazy, who were just going along with the masses and the king and the queen, the sheeple, it just means you're not one of them. And the world needs people like us. That's how I look at it. All right. Carissa, what's going on, lady? Good to see you. Great of you to share. Yes. Past my bedtime. I'll finish listening mañana. All right. Later, Rabbit. All hail to the king, James, the king of his nation. Crazy Squirrel. Appreciate you. Much love. How would you go about getting the MSO? The MSO, unless you buy the car brand new, it's going to be really hard to get. And even then, they don't want you to have it. There's a website out there that does make MCOs, like a general copy of a blank one that you can then use. They have asked me not to mention their website because they got so much traffic. I think they would want traffic, but maybe they didn't want the attention, possibly. So you can look for just look online, blank MCO, see if you can find one that matches. Or don't forget, if you have the vehicle in your hands, you own it. Make your own private MCO, make your own private title, put all the information in there. L Peak says, Judge James Badwolf. We're gonna see. Did you get rid of the little bugs? No. Well, okay. So the black soil didn't have the bugs. I hate to admit it, but I went cheap. I took outside dirt and I put it in a couple pots. So that's on me. That's why I started buying the black dirt. I have a bug zapper now, which is super annoying in my living room. I'm never in there. That's the plants room. I just go in there and I all hail to the plants and to the AI chat bots, whatever else is going to take over the world, plants and AI. And every once in a while, especially at night, I'm sleeping and I hear meh, meh, and I'm like, got another one, man. Oh God, how many is there going to be? So I've got the bug zapper out there. That's all I can really do because I've got the dirt intertwined, and now they're trying to, do another little thing. So it's going to be an ongoing battle for a while. I've been putting in some diatomaceous earth and cedar shavings and trying to get them to, die out. I will need your service. Yeah, hit me up on Blacksite 32. I now have it more where you can pick your own time instead of me penciling in a time and whatever else. I got the service now where I can send you the link and then you can pick your own day and time. And then we can either do a phone conversation or a Zoom. And it's all in there. So everything is slowly getting better. And that's how I want you guys to think. Okay? Because don't forget, you have a powerful soul within you. So every day, even if things don't seem like they're okay or good, just in your mind, say every day is going to be better than the last one. And if you don't believe that, start off small and just say every day is going to be at least a little bit better than the last day, until you can start to confidently say, you know what, today's going to be a great day. My life can't get any better. Things just keep improving every day, and live that way. Don't let the darkness take that power from you, your blessings and your energy, your light. And what do you do if told the city that it's in a private trust and the city still tows it? Well, you should have a copy of your trust or acknowledgement of your trust inside your vehicle. And if they towed it, take the copy of the trust down there and tell them, hey, the city didn't have a right to tow my vehicle. It's in a private trust. This is not city property. And then you file a lawsuit against the city and the police officers and the tow truck company. Okay? That's what you do. And then on top of that, go to your state's legislative website type in foreign registration vehicles. Okay. Copy that. Make sure you've got all those things check marked off and bring that with them. Send a copy of all that to the chief of police. And no matter what, you either go after their insurance, their bonds through risk management, or you file a lawsuit. Now, you can't file a lawsuit and get paid over here. You can do one or other, because either you're going to get paid over here. If you lose in court, go after their bonds, or you can just go after their bonds and insurance, but you can't profit twice. And it has to be something where you can prove a loss occurred or a deprivation of your rights under color of law 241 and 242. All right, what else we got here? Oh, we've been on for 2 hours, 9:48. Oh, we'll stay on for about maybe another 20, 30 minutes. I'm getting a little hungry, and you know. What do you got here? Bugs easily rid with borax, all natural boron. Is that safe with all plants, though? That's one of my biggest fears. I've been using a organic oil that seems to kill them, but I have to get some more. But I'll try boron, but I want to make sure I'm not going to kill all my plants. I've already tried some other stuff, and well, God rest the souls of those plants. I don't want to talk about it. It's too soon. It's too soon. Okay. All right. So yes. Yep. Title 18. Queen butterflies in the heart. I see you out there, Miss Lady, looking all beautiful and stuff. How are you doing? Appreciate you. Carissa says, I say my life is improving every day in every way. There you go. I like that. I like that. There you go. Every day. All right. L Peak says, I'm sorry, guys. Early work tomorrow. I'll catch the rest on the replay. Good night. My wolf pack. Remember, let's start overcrowding our local council meetings. Time to get the pork rinds out of our seats. Yes. Don't be afraid to apply. Don't be afraid. Have a good night, L Peak. Appreciate you. All love from the wolf pack. So if you go after the bonds, you use the fee schedule. Yes, you can use that. You can use your own. You can modify the prices that you want to charge. You can put that into a UCC lien. There's a website out there that's called Bonds for the Win. Bonds for the Win. Go and look at that website to have a more in-depth way of going after their bonds, okay? Queen says, coffee beans for plants. Yep, okay. Says, I use cinnamon. It kills bugs, helps stimulate root growth. Okay, that I didn't know. Okay. I'll put some of that together. Queen Butterfly says, hey, I see you, girl. Krista with the guns out. All right, so now that we got pretty much caught up. Sorry if I missed one or two of yours. But I wanted to get to some other things. Let's see here. All right, so what can we talk about? Talked about that. So I'll pop this up real quick. I'm going to do a video on it, but I just want to give you guys a little who are watching right now. So, where's my screen? Present, share screen. Yes. Shazam. All right, so what do we have here? Now, we all know about the SS5, or we should. But did you guys know there's an SS5-FS? I could have sworn I made a video on this one, so I'm not sure if it got lost or if it was removed for reasons. Don't know. But any old ways. So yeah, the SS5-FS. Okay. Let's see here. Is a parallel to the normal SS5. And trying to get to it here. So there's an alternate form. Okay. Now let's see here. I'm going to go to google.com. What is the SS5-FS form? Okay, so check this out. So the SS5 application for a Social Security number completed by U.S. residents and the SS5-FS application for a Social Security number card was completed by a U.S. Social Security number holder living outside of the U.S. Now, my question to you is, which U.S. are they talking about here? Now, think about it. Remember, legally, the land that we're on is the United States of America, and the U.S. is usually considered the corporation, which is the use of these zip codes. So, though we've been doing the SS5 process and updating it, should we really also or have been using since day one of birth the SS5-FS? Now, I don't know. I'm not saying go out and do this right away because I haven't even done it. But I'm just saying it says for those citizens outside of the United States. Now, even though I'm sitting here, you guys are sitting here, when you don't use the zip code, you're outside of the United States. That's how they have it legally. If you're not in the area or not utilizing the zip code, you are considered outside of the U.S. So we're going to have to do some more research on that, but we shall see. You're welcome, James. Yeah, check it out. Most people have been pretty happy with that. I also did a video on them, and then I did a video on talking about getting in touch with their risk management and then doing it that way too. Carissa says, checked out your video on the 0809 today. Thanks for sharing. Yes, yes. You are welcome. That's Hunta. Says banana water for plants. Does that do anything for the bugs, or is it just does that help the plants to grow better? Or both? Bugs and growth. And how do you make banana water? If it's too long, you can just email me. Have you done anything to invoke the UPU? No, I've heard about that plenty of times. I get what they're saying, but I have not personally done anything with that. So if you can find deeper information on how to use it, the power, all the rigmarole, email me, send that, and I will check it out and make a video on it. I know I talked about it in one of the videos, but I had just been given that information, so I didn't really move on it. You're going to find the stuff I show you guys, most of it I've done years back, or it's easy to understand and follow through. Anything new, I will take weeks, months, years of the slow game. One, because I don't have a whole lot of time to study a whole lot of new stuff. I mean, here, all right, not to be weird, but look, you see all these books on the ground? I haven't gotten to nearly any of those, and I got another stack in my room. I just don't have time. I'm so busy showing you guys what I already know how to do. I haven't had a whole lot of time to do new things. So on my days off, I'll either read or I'll get home chores and do normal life stuff. But so that's why when I tell you guys, if you've vetted the information and it looks good, send it to me. I'll check it out. You guys will help me not have to go through every single thing. I mean, I'll still vet the information myself, but it makes it quicker. So another quick little piece here. Boom. I know I've showed this before, but I just want to go through it for those people who don't believe. Share screen. All right. So once again, let's check this out. What does this say? A loss of status. Okay, loss of status. Now, if we read it, so how does one lose their status? Okay, this is on, what is this? Bing. Okay, Black laws, capitis demutio maxima. Loss of status. So how do we lose our status? Capitis Demuto Maxima Dictionary, Black Law, 2nd edition. The highest or most comprehensive loss of status. This occurs when a man's condition was changed from one of freedom to one of bondage. When he became a slave, it swept away with all of the rights of citizenship and all family rights. Okay? So we know that capitis is capital, dimutio is diminish, and maximum. So capitalized letters diminishes your status. Once again, it's right there. I don't know how and why people can argue with that. Cap Dollar says, can my 3-year-old son become a national? I have his certificate of live birth and his footprints. Oh, that's fire. Hell yes. He has a passport, but I think he lost it. That's okay, because those only last for like 2 to 3 years or something crazy, and then you have to get another one anyway. So your son, if he was born here, is definitely already a state citizen and a national. So whatever state you live in, if he's from California, he's a Californian. Okay. So let me pull that up for you guys real quick, even though I showed this before. GPO, styles, manual, government printing on the government's website. I'm dropping down to 2016. I'm going to open up the manual right now. PDF. All right, I'm going to share a screen so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Present, share screen, styles manual, boom. Okay. So now to make sure you guys can see that I'm not anything funny, styles manual, GPO, 2016. I'm going right here to the search box. Texan, I already have it in there. Look, I'm in here so much it popped up. I'm glad I don't look at any adult things on here. For the love of God, it would have popped up too. All right, so nationalities, which means national. In designating the natives of the states. What? The natives, meaning the private sector people, natural persons, the natives. So they're calling us all natives, people. Do you hear me? You feeling me? Do you like that? Huh? Take that. Take that. The natives of the states. The following forms will be used. Alabama is an Albanian. Alaska is an Alaskan. Texas is a Texan. Indiana, I love this one because it's so weird, is a Hoosier. Who's your daddy? Wisconsin has Wisconsinites. If you were born in the Republic, which all of us were, your private side is you are a Wisconsinite. You are a New Yorker, which means you are a national of the United States of America. You are native. You are native to the United States. You are native to that state. A native. Native. You are native to it and you are a native. Okay, now check this out. Okay. Yes, I type in the name of the Dark Lord. Okay, not Voldemort, but you know the other one. I don't like to say it. Okay, so what does it say here? In religious terms, words denoting the deity. Words denoting the deity. Except whom, names for the Bible and other sacred writings and their parts, names of confessions of faith and of religious bodies and their adherents, and words specifically denoting Satan are what? Are all capitalized. Okay? And also titles of persons, civil, religious, military, professional. If your name is in all caps, you are one of these entities. So they turn us into civil things. They turn us into professional things. military, or even religious. Okay. There you go. I'm just saying that's what the government says, not me. Why are people be mad at me? Why are they mad at me? Don't be mad at me. I'm just reading what's in their books. I'm not making any of this up. I wouldn't even know how to make this stuff up. This is too. So I gotta say one thing. I don't think I've ever truly said. Well, I've said it lightly once, but all right. Let me take the gloves off. Take the mask off. I got to be honest with you guys. When I was young, after learning about this at 9 years old, in my teens, I was against the whole sovereign movement. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Don't be mad. I'm sorry. You got to remember, when I was a teenager, there was no internet. There was word of mouth. There was the library. And that was it. So when I would hear people talking about what I thought was America and this whole private side and whatever, I was like, so Captain America. I was like almond colored Captain America. I literally started reading these books to prove people like me right now wrong. The problem was I started reading it, and not everything they were saying was right. Some of it was also by perspective or perception. But I suddenly found myself not being able to disprove certain things. Like Washington, D.C. is not one of the 50 states. Washington, D.C. is privately owned. The all caps name is a entity. And when I couldn't prove these things wrong, I woke up one day and I was like, oh my God, I'm one of them. Now, of course, now I'm happy to be a person in the private who also has still yet a public side. I still use it from time to time. But yeah, I didn't always know this stuff, and I didn't always believe in it. So there, the truth is out. Oh, I feel so good coming clean with you guys. I feel shower fresh. Sorry. It's not that kind of channel. All right, so Nation of Teat. Would you be a Bronxite or a New Yorker? Well, you'd be a New Yorker because the states, usually you're supposed to go by the state, but can you call yourself a Bronxite? Yes. Yes, you can. But here's the thing. We know that the Republic, like New York Republic or the Republic of New York, is different than the state of New York. So what you'd want to make sure is that the Bronx is either private or that it's not a corporation, because New Yorker is not in a corporation. Okay. And so, but you can call yourself whatever you want. That's the beauty. Even your last name is it's not a last name, because Native Americans, which are all of us who are watching this right now, don't have last names. Geronimo, who's actually my ancestor, does not have a last name. He wasn't like Geronimo Weed Smoke, it was Geronimo, but he was of the Apache tribe. So that's why I'm James Charles with a compound first name of the Lovett tribe, or the Nation of Lovett. All right. So they said the printing of the signature isn't acceptable, and I need to redo the DS11. Any suggestions? I've applied 2 times. Well, you have to abide by their rules if you want their stuff. So autograph your name or put down the signature, and just put your signature down. Call it a day. You can also try to go to a different post office and before, this is just education as always and information, but before you get rid of that, set up an appointment at a different post office. And well, actually, no, you can't do that because they have to watch you sign it in front of them. So yeah, that won't work. Okay. So yeah, so just go either back to them or to a different one and autograph it and call it a day. Just get your passport. That's what's most important because it's their instrument. It's their property. So if you want the property, you got to play by the rules. So just get it. Whatever. It's not a biggie. Don't sweat it. So Cap says he was born in North Carolina but lives in Georgia Republic. Just do the passport DS form for him. Yeah. So he would be a North Carolinian. But if he lives in the Georgia Republic now, you have to live in that state for more than 5 years old. So if he was born in North Carolina, he's a North Carolinian, and he can claim to be a Georgian after 5 years. Otherwise, he is a North Carolinian. And because he's that, he's also a national, which means all of those titles together anyway. They kind of roll them up into the same thing. James says, I think you have more than redeemed yourself. The truth shall set you free. Yes, I've had, you're welcome, Carissa. So yeah, I was on a couple of consultations and people asked me about my beginnings and they wanted me to go into detail. Some people booked me for a consultation just to have me tell them about what I've been through, which is cool. I appreciate that too. And yeah, so I told the truth and they were like, I don't think you ever mentioned that on YouTube. And I was like, well, I don't know if people are gonna, I don't want people looking at me all funny because I literally used to go up against people and I was like, no, you're a traitor, la la la. And I didn't know what I know now. So that's why when I see people like, old monkey face troll boy who was in there earlier and they've got something to say, I go, I get it. I used to be, before there was a term for the word troll, I used to be one, because I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. And then I started reading. I understand that I was in fact wrong because here are the people I dislike in the entire world are people who feel some type of way without having any research. We can go toe to toe. We can talk. We can have a friendly consultation, confrontation, consult, debate anytime, as long as we're still heading in the right direction together. We can walk and talk about something, but don't tell me you feel some type of way or speak without having read the law books and the law dictionary. These people have changed law forms and legal definitions because they watch my channel. And you want to heckle me because you feel some type of way? They've updated things to be better in most of the time, in most of the ways. But somebody feels some type of way and you just want to, whatever, man. Your feelings the floor does not recognize your feelings in this matter. Ta-ta. A sample of an affidavit. The short version of an affidavit only means your truth. Affidavit means your truth. So when you say affidavit of nationality, you're saying your truth of your national status. Affidavit of truth, live life claim. An affidavit just means that in court, they will recognize it as being in their jurisdiction, meaning, oh, you speak the same language? Come on in. Now, when you get here and you want to talk about something different, we'll get there. But I give you credit for coming in dressed properly. So that's what an affidavit means. Essentially, you put affidavit on the top, and then you start listing who you're going up or who you are, who you're sending this to, and then you're going to have, your information. I am so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And you start listing out your facts. And then at the end of it, you get it notarized. That's the short version. It's just it's a statement of your truth. Appreciate you, Jetpack. And feelings change, not facts. This is true. And also correct, Jetpack. Yes, an affidavit has to be rebutted. Otherwise, they agree to it by acquiescence. And they can, to disprove your affidavit, they have to disprove everything on it. They can't say that it's frivolous or fake because one thing they beat you on. They have to beat the whole affidavit. There you go. Yep. All right. So, Jerry, you're welcome. Karen Ring says feelings change, not facts. Yes. Chris is asking Gary if he's gone over to Black Site 32. There's lots more. There's lots of new files for those people who haven't been there recently. I would suggest going and checking out the free files over there. I did mine at the county clerk versus the post office, and it was way less hassle. Yeah. If you didn't know, you can do it at the county clerk. You can do it at the federal building. Some libraries, not all. Some universities, not all, have a special department or person can do it. And if you have hassles at one post office, go to another one, or while you're there, ask for their the head manager, the postmaster. Tell them you want to speak to him in private. When he gets out, I want to speak to you in private. This is what I'm trying to do. If you're doing something they cannot accept, he will say, yeah, you're right. They told you right. We can't accept it like that. Usually those people, especially if you tell them you're a private citizen, they will work with you. Otherwise, when you walk into any place in their political, juridical hemisphere, everybody who walks into every single establishment is a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen, and you are the public. And they call us dumb. They said the public is dumb, and you must instruct them on how to do things. This is what they say. So when you walk in there, unless you tell them you're a private person or talk to a manager or the post office manager, postmaster general, whoever, and you tell them I'm a private person, I want to speak to you privately, they consider you to be a incompetent, unknowledgeable public. Now, don't take any of this personally, but that's what they're told. The public doesn't know anything. You must instruct them. That's in their manuals. That's why when you go in, you ask them, hey, let me look at your sign here. Let me get the certified. Is that going to be cheaper than the registered? Is that the same thing? And they go, actually, you want to probably send that registered versus this, or vice versa, because they are taught they need to inform you. So they think that they are smarter than you, and they might be in some scenarios, but they might not. I actually had to correct my post office acceptance agent because they didn't know some of the things that I knew, some of the smaller minutia. She was like, ooh, Lord, baby. She's like, you don't need all this. What you need all that for? You don't need that. And I was like, actually, ma'am, I was like, can I show you something real quick? She's like, yeah. Showed her right where it said you need this, this, and this. She goes, oh, I didn't even know that. So be nice, be kind, because they don't know what's all fully going on, and most of them don't know what you know, because they only deal with the public. The managers deal with the private. Okay, so if you need to, you escalate it to them, and you be polite and caring and cool, calm, collected, and you make it happen. Crub said, I will get 4 more ready, so when I go, I get the notice, I'll be ready. All right. What's your thoughts on the World Passport? Do you recommend it? I recommend that if you're going to use the World Passport, that you see all the places that accept it as is, because it is a private document. It is not worldwide. It is not accepted everywhere. Wherever you're going to go, call all the checkpoints, all the countries you're going through, and make sure that they accept it, which are usually the ones that are on their website. I would say it's good to have for ID here and using things, and the key places mentioned on their site, but you won't catch me trying to use that all over the world. You're gonna get caught up in some places and not be able to get home. All right, what do we got here? So in relation, Paula, to the potential judge position that I'm taking, this particular county is something unique. We kind of talked about it a little bit in some of my other videos. I'm going to give you guys more as we get close, but I get what you're saying. I'm not joining the other side. They didn't pay me off. If I ever make a short video and I'm like, well, I've been paid off, gotta go, that means they gave me a whole lot more than $5 million. Until somebody comes up with $5 million, I'm going to keep running. All right, we're going to keep doing this. Run with the wolf. I'm getting old. All right, I'm willing to retire at some point in time, not today. So if somebody gives me retirement money, you guys will always have the videos. I'll be doing what I got to do, taking care of the family and on some island somewhere. Can't do it forever. I don't want to be the old guy on YouTube. What? Nope. All right. So the county is very unique because there's only a handful of these counties. This county, and I helped to establish this county, okay? You know me, anything I do is going to be de jure. So it is a recognized de jure, which means America, not U.S. corporation. That's de facto. De jure, American county, recognized by the Department of State. The government is okay with it. They're like, hey, yes, we are on board. They told the owner, they said, when you are done, let us know, fill this last paperwork out, and we will make wherever you live, not me, this person, their house, their location, an embassy. Okay, it's that real. So when all this goes through, and I accept, if I do, it will be because they are unincorporated. There are very few unincorporated counties out there. Most of them are de facto. They are corporate. All right. So that's what we're doing. Actually, I'm not even saying that's what we're doing. It's already done. It's just now we're filling in seats. So there might come a time where I make a video and I ask you guys if you guys want to take up, a seat. You don't actually have to live there. For some things, you don't have to live there. Some things you do, but might become a member of their assembly and help to build the numbers so that we can go on to then show other counties, either new or existing, or on the way to being created, how to do the same thing if they choose. So we're ironing out some details. That is not to say that there aren't other de jure counties out there. There are some, but you don't hear about a whole lot of them. But if you're ever on an old country road or going through a small town and it says unincorporated or unincorporated association, they are de jure. They are American. Okay, but it's hard for them to exist because the corporations are trying to, buy them out and give them incentives for becoming corporatized. Okay. Bear Metal says, Wolf, what's your take on all the movement fairs when the money flips to CBDC? That's kind of a hard one. I definitely don't have enough time to go into all of it, but the short version for me is that the devil is coming to dance and we're not going to be able to stop it. So if you've never danced with the devil in the pale moonlight, then it's up to you. I don't necessarily agree with what they're doing, but I will say this. If you know what's coming, you can put your money in places to make yourself very wealthy with what they're doing. Yes, unfortunately, that helps the devil to make more money, but they are going to be making money anyway. But you can cry about it when you've got a lot of money you've made off of them. And then, much like ISO is talking about here, put your money, put your fiat into gold and silver. It's a whole lot nicer crying with a nice steak and lobster dinner than ramen noodles. Okay. So, but yeah, they're gonna, they're coming after our land. They're coming after everything. So that's why I made the videos. I tell people, yeah, exactly, ISO. come out on top, and you can cry about the stuff later. And you have a whole lot more pull when you got a whole lot more, credit to throw around. I appreciate all your work you do and send in my gratitude. Thank you. I appreciate everybody. All right. Well, we are at 10:30 my time, so I'm going to wrap it up. I thank everybody. I just kind of wanted to jump in here. This was last minute, so I wasn't expecting anything major, nor a lot of people like I usually have when I promote it for like a week. But the next ones will be promoted longer. We're gonna have more direct topics. I just want to kind of jump out there and say what's up to you guys. Make sure you guys know that I'm still doing this and that I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Like I said, it hit my heart so much when this particular person, I don't want to mention their name, messaged me, and he said, man, he's like, for the last 4 years, I've watched your channel. I've watched you be a positive person through your ups and downs and this knowledge and whatever. And he said that because of that positive light, he said, I got back on my feet. I started talking to my family again. I mended bridges where I can mend them. In other places, it is what it is, but I put the branch out there. I have a family now. I got a nice job. I'm successful. And he said, I just wanted to email you and say thank you. So, but this is, I'm only a conduit for the energy, whether you want to say it's God or, whatever whatever the universe is. I'm just a conduit for this information and stuff. So I thank you guys for it. I see somebody says, do you have Telegram group? Oh, you know what? My bad. I totally forgot to put my banners on the bottom. So yes, we do have a Telegram group. It's called Badwolf Unincorporated. Badwolf space Unincorporated. Also, make sure that you do not fall for any scammers. There's been one popping in and out of my group, and people are starting to try to pop up scams on other things. So if you're in the Telegram group, my direct name in Badwolf Unincorporated, okay, is going to be B, and then the lower line, not the dash, but the lower one, the underscore. So B _A _D _W _O _L _F Badwolf. Okay. They've used my pictures before and copied my don't trust scammers and all that. But if they do not have that exact name, it is not me. I will never ask anybody ever for money or anything. Everything is done contact and whatever through Black Site 32. If you do hit the real me through that, don't be mad that I don't get back to you. I have a inbox that there's no way I'm going to be able to fill out that one or Instagram. If I happen to get back to you, I'll always mention anything money is always done through Black Site 32. Never send anybody, not even me, not even the real me, money through some other website or some scam or email or whatever. Not a donation to anything you're not 100% sure is me. My email, which is linked to my PayPal through my entity, is jamesclovett@yahoo.com. I do have other ones. After we make initial contact, you might get a reply from, because I got like 12. But everything should be done through Black Site 32. Donations, you can directly PayPal me if you want through that email. Black Site 32.com. Do not trust anything else. And do not be mad if I don't email you back or contact you. I only ask, just for the record, I did not just fart. That was the chair squeaking. I would never do that. I'd be like that. But I will always do things through that website. Okay. So if I don't get a hold of you, I only answer the emails that or the Instagram, Facebook inbox messages that catch my attention right away when I'm there. It's only 1 or 2 or 3. So don't be mad. I just don't have enough. That's why I've been starting to pay people, to take care of some of my side business and side stuff, because I just can't be there. So I'm focusing on the videos and the consultations, and then we're going to do seminars. That's where my focus. So, but I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So I'm going to send some shout outs to the names I see. So ISO, Karen, Tony, James, Karen, Nation. Strawman says, how do I get a consultation? Black Site 32, brother. All day. Blacksite32.com. You hit the fee, and then I hit you back with a link to set your own time to meet with me. Carissa, appreciate you. Thank you for feeling that as well. I've got a couple of moderators in every group that if you're not sure it's me, ask a moderator on here in any of the groups, and they'll be like, nope, that's not the real Wolf. You know, they'll tell you, so please don't lose any money. People have lost money with some of these scammers. I'm trying to fix that as much as possible. Mystery. I didn't see your question. I'll try to look back real quick. Oh, wait, I think I see it. How does the 56 work for the judge? And do you think the 1099A can dismiss a court case? I'll be honest and say this. I have not used a 1099 to dismiss a court case, but have I heard that working? Yes. But do I know, is it 100%? And what is the methodology behind it? Why does it work? You can't just do stuff and be like, oh, I did it. And then you got to know why it works. I don't know for sure. My theory is because if you didn't see my video on the snitch form that you can use to report people, it's probably because, educational guess only, the courts don't want you bringing the IRS into the courtroom for certain reasons. But is that the best form or the only form? I don't know. I'm still researching that. That would be considered something that we should talk about in the seminar once we find out more information on that. And as far as the 56, where you're appointing the judge as fiduciary, I've heard people do that too. Once again, we have to know the methodology behind why that works and if it works, and is it consistent? Do they all respect it and understand it? So we have to do more work. But yes, people have taken some shots out there on these things. I tell people, contact the IRS about these things, contact the department. Be careful, because what they want you to do is to use forms and things inappropriately as a trustee who is in care of the state-created, all capitalized name, that public entity who serves the juridical hemisphere, to screw up, because then you are in breach of the trust and they can bank you for it. Okay, so be careful with that. James, no, I don't have any additional information on that right now. I haven't even had time to get to that, so I apologize. I just don't have right now. A6 is doing good. He's going to court for his pullover scenario. He hasn't made a video because YouTube put him on the naughty list, so he's got about a week before he can get back to making videos. But next week he should be on same time and channel and all of that. Yeah, so he'll be on next week. So thank you first. Thank you, Queen Butterfly. My Cash App, well, it should be on the bottom, but it is $ and then just James C. Lovett, all one word. Yeah. So some people have sent money to other James Lovetts, and I'm sure they're happy. So be careful. $ James C. Lovett, all one word. Clairvaux, Let Me Be, Mystery, Carissa, Corrupted, Tony Drew, sorry. Haven't seen your name pop up in a while. Appreciate you, brother. Virginia, Caesar, appreciate you. Deanna, Strawman, thank you guys. Nation of Teat, thank you guys for supporting, especially last minute, means a lot. Nation of Teat, do you recommend a living trust revocable and will before irrevocable? You will find that for certain things, you will everybody should have, if you right now don't have at least 2 trusts, you're not there yet. You have to have at least 2 or 3 trusts, not in your legal name, but in your private sector name, your given name, your Native American name. And you will find that an irrevocable trust is good for your property, like my house is in one, because then it's tax exempt. Other stuff can be taxable. You put your revocable trust on there. Your revocable is changeable. I'm not changing who this house is going to. I know exactly who it's going to. It's going to my son. That's not going to change unless he grows up and turns into a dick. Even then, I'll still probably leave it to him because he's my only official biological son. But I've got others that are my children that aren't my actual physical blood children, but I still love them no differently. So Sarana, good night to you too. Will you sentence us to a good night? Well, I will bless all of you with whatever powers that are within me to bless all of you guys a beautiful night, positive existence, and protection over everything you guys have, and that is you. May nobody against you, no weapon or person or entity or being that is negative ever be able to have benefit over you and yours. Always keep light in you. Believe in yourself. And may, like I said, may nothing forged against you ever do you any harm. All right. And so with that, I'm going to finish up with the last one or two, and then we're going to go. Do I go to the bank for this? I sure need help creating a trust. A trust you can go to. Yep. Thank you for feeling that. You can get a free one done at rocketlawyer.com, or just go online and type in create a free trust, irrevocable or revocable, and find a rather cheap way to do it. Most people don't have a lot of stuff to have like a really complicated trust. But if you were to put your bank account into a trust, that's when you would go there. But the banks usually don't have a person there to create a trust. A trust just means a vehicle, whether public or private, taxable or non-taxable. We're going to have some classes on it. I might have a person who specializes in it come in and do our sessions when we start doing seminars to how to really fine tune the trust. And it won't be all super expensive like some people out here charging $1,000 or $2,000 a trust. No. Guys, before I go, if you can't afford something, if you go to somebody, you want to buy a file or service or whatever else, consultation, and you can't afford it, and you go, oh God, then find a free way to get it done, or a cheaper way. I never settle for paying anything that's expensive. My car right now, like I showed you guys in the video, everybody's like, oh my God, that looks fire. It is a 2005. Okay. It is 3 years older than the other car, the Mercedes that I roll. Okay. I buy used, nice, and cheap. So you got Chris says transmitting utility. Yes, your name in all capitalized letters is a public transmitting utility that is state owned, and they gave it to you. So they gave us all a business with our name on it. It would have been nice if they would have gave me like Nike or something. They gave me a nothing in it ass corporation. And then what happened? We bought our houses and our stuff and our cars, and we put it into that trust, which is theirs, which is why it's taxable, which is why they can tax it when you pass, because it's part of their property in their state created trust, which is why you want to create a trust with your family name or your private name, or I don't care what you call it. Just don't use the all caps name, because that is a public transmitting utility. What do I think of Undercover Billionaire or Boss or whatever? It's all entertainment. That's all set up. Very little of it's real. Almost nothing you see on TV is real. It's all entertainment. Every talk show, every even the court shows. I had a personal friend go to one of those court shows, and they paid him 10 grand to be on the show. Flew him out from here, and they said, all we want you to do is argue with your ex-girlfriend, and we'll give you guys both like 10 grand and put you up for the night. It's all entertainment. They want you to watch that stuff, because then you're not watching this stuff. They want you to watch the Super Bowl with, is so-and-so pregnant? Everybody's in red. Is it demonic? Is it devil stuff? Blah, 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 blah. Because then they're absorbing your energy to them, And then for sure, you're not watching this kind of stuff. I couldn't even tell you what any of our sports teams are doing right now. I have no idea. Don't even care. Go whoever. Read these books. Get your mind right. Get your money up. Put your stuff in trust and keep it icy. You guys take care. Take care of yourselves. I love and appreciate each and every one of you guys. Level up. Get your light level up. All right. And I'll talk to you guys later. Wolf's out. Woo!